Welcome to Homegrown Florida. I'm Katrina. Today we're going to be talking all about starting fall seeds. I had a special treat this week. I had my nieces and my nephew joining me for a couple of weeks during the summer on their vacation, and one of them, Kayla, who is 7 years old, was super excited to help me in the garden. So she actually helped me plant the first round of my first fall seeds. So let's just jump right into how you can start your seeds outside for fall. The first place to start when starting your seeds is your seed starting mix. Now you can buy a seed starting mix from your big box store or from a local nursery, but I make my own and it is pretty simple to make. You don't need all the ingredients that I'm adding, but kind of the idea is to have some compost, to have some dirt, to have something that will provide drainage like sand or perlite, and then also some amendments so that I don't have to transplant them right away and that the fertilizer is already there. So let's jump right into it. Kayla is gonna walk us through how she put together my seed starting mix.
Hi, my name is Kayla. I'm Katrina's niece.
All right, so what we're gonna be working on is turning this, you know what this is?
What?
Coconut core. It's from the coconut. It's the husk and it's broken down and I got it wet. But what you're gonna help me do is actually, we're gonna put nutrients in the soil so that our plants can grow really fast, okay? So first thing you can do is grab that little scooper.
This?
Yep.
Okay.
And you're going to grab a bunch of that and stick it in the bucket.
This?
Yep. Do you know what that is?
Is it stuff that helps?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you while you put it in there. That is compost. It is cow poop.
Ew.
Well, the garden likes, you know.
That I'm not touching it.
Yeah, that's why you got the scooper.
Good one.
Yeah, all that cow poopy. All right, now you see these 3 bags right here?
Yeah.
Do you see what this says on it?
No.
Can you read it? Right here.
Does it say blood?
Yeah, blood meal. So stick your hand in there and get 2 big handfuls and stick it in that bucket. There you go, that's perfect. Yep, do 1 more. Doesn't have to be that big, but yeah, that's good. All right, now what is, that one stay down there at the bottom.
Kelp meal?
Yeah, you know what kelp is?
Yes.
All right, what is it?
Stuff that grows in the ocean.
That's right. All right, grab us 2 handfuls of that too.
1.
So the blood meal has nitrogen, which the plants like to eat. And the kelp meal has potassium, like what's in bananas. All right, this last one, what does that say?
Bone meal?
Bone meal, that's right. That's the bones of animals. All right, grab 2 handfuls of that. And that has phosphorus, which the plants like as well. Yep, there you go.
It's dusty.
It is dusty, don't breathe it in. All right, this is called perlite. And we're gonna
put 2 handfuls.
no, actually grab the whole bag. And you're just gonna dump some in there.
Some?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll tell you when. Just go slowly. You got it? Cool.
Oh, it's hard.
That's okay. Take your time. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. A little bit more. All right, there we go. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wash up after this. Now take your scooper and try to stir that up. Try to stir all that stuff up.
I think I see cow poopy.
Yeah, you see cow poopy. All right. Grab big handfuls. Look, see?
Okay.
It's okay.
It's
It's not
gross.
mostly poop. It's mostly coconut.
Oh.
That's what it mostly is.
It just flop.
Yep.
This is actually kind of fun.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
What makes it fun? It's all squishy.
Yeah. Just.
You like the garden, right?
Mhm.
What do you like about it?
I like gardening.
What part of gardening do you like the most?
Like putting the seeds in the ground.
The seeds in the ground, yeah? Do you like eating the vegetables?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite vegetable to eat?
Red pepper.
Red pepper. That's a good choice.
The not spicy.
The not spicy kind, that's right. The bell peppers.
It said red pepper.
Wow, it's a red bell pepper is what it's called. All right, that looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Let me see your hands. Let's see your hands. The next step is actually planting the seeds in the trays. Now you can plant a lot of these in your bed directly. My beds are very full right now and they're not done producing yet, so I don't have the room to plant them. So I am putting some things in trays that I traditionally would not do, like peas. So let me walk you through some of the things that I'm planting right now. I'm also going to do another planting in August 15th and another planting on August 30th. But what I have so far is I'm going to start with kale. I have 3 types of peas. I'm doing a blue pea, a Wando's pea, which is a shelling pea, and then I'm also doing a sugar snap pea, which is one of my favorite types of peas to grow where you can eat the pod. I'm also going to be growing some dill and milk thistle as types of herbs. I'll be growing 3 different onions that I'm starting. Cipollini, I think is how it's called. I always grow Gran X, and I'm also doing a red Creole onion. I'm gonna start some parsnips in trays. I know this is a terrible idea, but I'm just gonna see what happens. Another 2 things that I'm planting right now is celery, because it has such a long growing season here, as well as Brussels sprouts. I will do 3 rounds of Brussels sprouts this year because they are really tricky in Central Florida to get them to head. They really need to be at a cool weather point at the point that the heads are starting to form. And so that is a bit of a gamble of when to start them, because it usually takes 3 or 4 months before they're at that point when the heads start to form. So I'll be starting them in 3 phases to see if I can get that to accomplish. Besides these seeds that I have here, I also have some pepper transplants. I grew these from seeds as well, but I grew them starting in July, and so they're starting to get bigger. I'm going to have to pot them up. I also have right here some milkweed for the butterflies, the monarch butterflies. I don't think this is the right time of year to start them, but I wanted to give it a shot. I actually had 4 that germinated, so I'm excited about that. Because it is in August and it's still very hot here, I have to kind of baby these seedlings at this point. So there's 2 things that I do. One is I always put them inside these trays so that some water can collect on the bottom. You can see I already have some roots growing here. I'm gonna have to definitely transplant these peas real soon. But I allow a little bit of water in the bottom, not an excessive amount. If I get rain, I will dump out some of the water in the bottom so that it doesn't become waterlogged. The other thing that I do for these guys is I leave them inside my screened-in patio. This helps me with bugs. Because it's screened in and I don't leave the doors open, a lot of the bugs that take out these little seedlings don't bother them in here. So I like to start them here. Another option for you is to start them indoors. I've never been super successful with starting them indoors besides my tomatoes, which I'm going to show you in the next couple weeks, how I start them in my arrow garden. They have been super successful that way, and I've had almost perfect germination rates doing it that way. But any other plant that I start inside always becomes super leggy. It means they're not getting enough sun. And it's probably the way that my house is designed, and that I don't have a lot of east facing or south facing windows that gets a lot of light. So they always become leggy, and once they become leggy, they are struggling from the beginning, and a struggling plant is a very difficult plant to keep alive, and I am a lazy gardener and I want to start things easy. And for me, easy means outside. So that is how I start my fall seeds. Head down to the comments, let me know what you're starting in your garden this month. And don't worry, if you haven't started your fall seeds yet, you still have time. I have a video right here that I'll put up that is all about fall planting. And you'll want to start here. This will give you a guide of where to plant, how much to plant, and when to plant. And right now we're at the early part of fall planting. You have all the way to mid-September. So get in the garden and get those seeds in.